Okay, so I'll be talking on the theme of what were your first thoughts when you heard of the word competitive entrance exam. Actually, it started when I was about to write my ordinary level. I felt the pressure before entering the class itself, and the earlier you realize that no, you're entering into a very proper competitive exam, the better, because immediately you have that thought and you're afraid of you disappointing yourself publicly, you see yourself doing things that you never thought of doing before in the course of you going to school. Why? Because you're really conscious, you already have that level of consciousness that the exam you're going in for is a very very tough one, so you have to prepare. So my own principle which I used to use that always kept me on the safe side was the principle of preparing way ahead of time. So I always ensure that before even entering the class itself properly, I have already done some sort of private work and private research for me to be able to be familiar enough with many concepts such that I will not be left behind, because I know that if I can do that for even is at least my form 3 and 4 work, I know that no, I'm good to go, because the basics are always back to where the exam starts. That is the foundational knowledge you need for the exam itself, you need for the competitive entrance exam itself. So that's where you should lay more emphasis on most of the time, because those are what is going to help you that in the course of you preparing for the exam properly in the last class, you'll be able to use that foundational knowledge to learn all you have to learn again in the form 5 for it to be good to go for the exam. So the main thing that's spoken of is the aspect of being conscious, and the timing to is very very crucial. The earlier you realize, the better, because from when you realize earlier, you're able to plan better, you're able to put yourself under that pressure, under that spotlight of you having what you have to deliver before a certain period of time. So that's just the way life goes. That's the concept. I know that no, before indulging myself into anything, I prepare way ahead of time.
Going in for competitive examinations is never an easy thing. So taking this decision, I must say you are brave. These are exams that are very competitive. Many students from the different parts of Cameroon who aspire to get into the different fields of studies like medicine, engineering, ENS, to name a few, sit for these exams. Today we are going to talk on the importance of God in the equation of our success in this examination. This is an examination where thousands of students across the nation sit in for and just few are selected. I will tell you a story about myself. I am in medical school today, not just by my own effort but by the grace of God. Completing my advanced level in 2018, I couldn't go to the university because of finance. I had to stay home and assist my parents to raise money, which we did. Then I attended preparatory classes the next academic year. Staying home, I was focusing only on raising money and was never studying. Beginning prep classes in June, I realized I had forgotten a lot of things, especially in physics, so that made me to face a lot of difficulties, but I never allowed that to pull me down. While studying, I never stopped praying, because I knew that on my own, I can't get into the medical school. Seeing my parents' sacrifices just to see me get into the medical school and their stress, this even made me to pray harder and depend solely on God while studying.
Hi there to my fellow Cameroonian youths. I am Abita Comac, and I will be talking to you about what you need to do and have in order to succeed in your chosen career path. I want to begin by congratulating you for getting this far. Your discipline, your consistency, your intentionality, and your focus has mustered great strength to see to it that you come to this point in your life. Many persons who desire to get to this point could not get to due to one reason or the other, but you have gotten to this point, and I want you to congratulate yourself and thank yourself for reaching this particular point in your life. I want you to know also that for you to achieve anything worthwhile in this earth, you have to pay the price. There is a price to pay for everything, and to come to this point, you have paid the price through studying, you have paid the price through reading, you have paid the price through concentrating in class. And I want you also to know that there are certain things you must do, and there are certain things you must have in order to get into your chosen career path. And I'll begin by saying that the first thing you have to do is to believe in yourself. You cannot be going in for an exam without believing in your preparation. You have to know you have done your best, and in doing your best, you have to allow the rest to God. Okay, you have to be confident in the amount of work that you have put in, because if you go and you are scared and you see the number of persons who you are to compete with in the exam, and you get tension or scared, that's where failure begins. So you must believe in yourself and know that you have done a lot of preparations to get this far. The second thing I want to say is that you have to set smart goals. At this critical level in your preparation, you have to ensure that you are time conscious. You set smart goals. Smart smart goals, I mean your goals have to be specific, your goals have to be measurable, your goals have to be attainable, your goals have to be realistic, and your goals have to be time bound. Ask yourself, from 7 to 8 a.m., what am I doing at this particular moment? Am I answering the biology questions, or am I answering the physics questions, or am I going through my notes? So you have to ensure that your program and your day is carefully planned. All right. The next thing you have to do is to have an accountability partner. An accountability partner is someone who ensures that you complete the goal that you have set for yourself. So if you have set a goal, for example, to answer all the questions under the topic respiratory system, and you have not answered, your accountability partner will hold you responsible for not answering those questions and will ask you. Okay, that will muster a lot of courage for you to work hard. All right. Now, the next one I want you to consider what you have to do is for you to seek mentorship. There are persons like myself who have gone far ahead of you, and we know what it takes to get to the end point that you envision for yourself. And so we are there to offer you guidance, to offer you coaching, to ensure that you don't make the mistakes that we made, and to ensure that you can maximize the opportunities that we could have maximized if we had the knowledge that we have. The next thing I want you to have is sufficient rest. I know it's an exam, I know it's a concours, I know you're putting in your best, but sufficient rest is very important. Ensure that you rest, have a balanced mind, a sound sleep, so that your mind is ready to study. And I want you to also pray. It's very important for you to pray. When you commit your preparation in the hands of God, you can never suffer failure. Next, I want you to also know that for you to succeed in your chosen career path, there are certain things you must have. You must have hunger. You must have, when I mean hunger, I mean that passion, that desire, that drive to succeed. All right, to get to what, if you want to study medicine, your goal is to be a medical doctor. Your drive, that passion, that hunger, that desire must be fueled in you to see to it that you overcome all the challenges, you overcome all the roadblocks to get to where you have to get to. You must also have sufficient study materials to sail your preparation. And finally, you must be resilient and consistent. There are many challenges that will come, but you have to muster courage to overcome them. That is what I have for you this time, and I wish you all the best as you keep preparing.
I always tell people that for them to be successful in these exams, they have to put in all the work possible and then leave the rest for God. And I know some people out there may be saying, I'm not the smartest person in the world to succeed this exam. But hey, just take a look around in your class. Notice that you see some very hardworking people. People who you know when the result is out, you'll be the first to look for their names on the list for those who pass. Now the result is not out, so associate with those people. Stick with them. Go wherever they go and stay wherever they stay. There's just that fact that if you work with 3 successful people, you'll be the 4th. If you work with 3 wise people, you'll be the 4th. If you work with 3 hardworking people, you'll be the 4th. You know, when I was writing the exams, I wore just 1 pair of shoes for 3 months. Back to the center and back. And I know what you're saying, oh, motivational speakers has done this and done that, but I'm serious, man. I worked very hard. I studied. My friend said I'll fail countless times. My senior said I should give up, but I kept going and going and going and going, and in the end I succeeded by God's grace. And I tell you today, dear friend, you can succeed too. And I want to tell you today that I'll see you on the other side.